What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's Jeremiah Davis, and it is Black Label Friday. I don't know what I did. I messed my camera up. Think. Okay. Well, my name is Jeremiah Davis. It is Black Label Friday, and today's topic is what's coming out, what I got coming, what I plan to do. I am putting some courses together, on-demand online courses that I will be offering to Black Label users, and also they'll be for sale under the Business Funding Now brand. But I spent a large part of my day um, teaching people how to do funding, right? And I've covered this topic a number of times. Funding is not an exact science. Funding is a fluid, ever moving a service. All right. So to be a loan broker, you really need to understand how funding works, how banks work, so you can pivot when you need to, right? And the reason a business funding or funding in general is not an exact science is because every lender can set their own criteria for the types of loans they want to underwrite. Okay. And that can range based on credit, circumstances, income, a whole, litany of things. I mean, at the end of the day, a lender can deny you for a loan for any reason they see fit, right? They don't have to tell you because there's no regulation saying they have to disclose why they denied you, right? Their DTI is too high. You defaulted on. I mean, I got denied for funding from a bank that I hadn't had an account with for over 20 years. Um, and I mean, just to be transparent, I had a car repo back with that bank in like the early, like 1999, 2000, 2001 time frame. And a couple of years ago, I went back there. I was, opened an account, yada, yada, yada. They said, oh, you got to call our finance department. I'm like, for what? Well, you got an old, thing here. I'm like, that was over 20 years ago, you know, but they still have that record. It's not on my credit report. And I could not get an account with that bank until I resolve that situation, which I'm not going to do because I'm not going to pay off the car. They repoed the car. I don't have the car. Um, and yeah, whatever. They took the car. They resold it. It's not affecting my credit. Like I said, it was over 20 years ago. It's like 25 years ago. I was a lot younger and a lot more immature and irresponsible. You live and you learn. Um, Point being is that I, when you're a loan broker, if you're using Black Label CRM and you're trying to be a loan broker, you need to take the time and you need to study the different loan types, and as well as the banks that offer those loan types. Those banks that offer those loan types, if you're going to have six banks doing the same loan, say a business term loan, and each of those six banks will have a different criteria. They will have a different credit requirement, a different income requirement, a different all different guidelines to underwrite that type of loan. I have some banks that will give you a business line of credit with a 600 credit score, all right, but it's at 15% interest. Okay, I have other banks that require you to have a 650 or 680 to get a business line of credit. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So my point being is is to be an effective loan broker, to know what you're doing, right? And you don't have the option to call me every deal, okay? That's not an option, all right? I cannot babysit everybody, especially if you're using my time and I'm not getting paid for it. Now, if you're sending the loan to me and I'm helping you package the loan so you can send to me, so I can send to a bank and underwrite it, and we have a profit share on the commission, that's one thing. But if you're not doing that, then my time is a lot more valuable to processing the loans for my affiliates and then my direct clients, as well as my business. I mean, I got 3, 4 businesses and 100 things going on. So I don't have a lot of time to handhold and babysit and train anyone. So that leads me to the funding course, right? So I'm creating a funding course which will cover 20 different loan types within the software. It will also it will have the pros and cons of the loan. It will have a description of the loan. It will have the basic underwriting guidelines from my perspective, to get the loan done, right? If you find another bank that does that type of loan and will do it from a different criteria than what I established, that's okay. Okay. Point being is, I'm using my years of experience. I'm going to put it into this funding course. And like I said, it's going to be loan product, the pros and cons of loan product, description of the loan product, um, qualifications and requirements of the loan product. And then once you complete that course, there's going to be, it's a little short quiz, about 3 questions over each section, each module of the course. And at the end, you will take a certification test, and you will be a certified business loan broker from Business Funding Now and the Funding Coach. Okay, what does that do you? It give you a little something, but not, that's not going to break the bank. But at least you can have that as a resource to look to when you're doing your loan products. Okay, when you're servicing your loans for your clients. So that's the point. Is so I can put out a comprehensive course, mainly to free up my time and to give you guys the information you need to do the loans yourself. Right now, I have a funding team. I have employees, so I can handle a plethora of affiliates sending me loans in all the time. I focus my attention on the bigger type, more complicated loans that my team doesn't have the experience to handle. Right. I have a $25 million loan deal I'm working on right now that I'm not giving to them because it's very complex. It's very complex to find the right lender, find the right circumstances, put the package together in a presentation type format to reach out to hedge funds, private equity groups, venture capitalist groups, things like that. So it's not there's not a whole lot of resources to go to for a loan deal like this, or a real estate deal. I got 2 real estate deals. One is $1 million restaurant bar, high-end restaurant bar. I've been working out for 6 months. Why? Because, well, I want to get paid. I want to get a return on my investment, on my time. But the situation changed, right? This is, kind of a COVID related issue. Client had a credit score when they initially came to me. Now they don't. Now they got to find someone that they can add to the articles with the credit requirements to get the loan. And that's the main issue. They have everything else they need. They just don't have the credit. So I'm still working with them. I got another one for like a $500,000 investment property deal. I've been working on that for about 6 months, mainly because the individual just didn't have all the documents together, and it took them a very long time to get the documents together. And then they didn't have any experience in the real estate arena. And a lot of these real estate type lenders, hard money lenders, commercial investment property lenders, are requiring now a higher protocol, higher qualifications and requirements than they did, pre-pandemic. Post-pandemic, things changed. A lot of hard money lenders went out of business during the pandemic. So now you got to be able to know what you're looking for on multiple levels. You got to find the banks that have an affiliate or broker program. You got to partner with them, sign all the documentations, give all the legalese, and then you have to learn their way, right? This bank does it this way. This bank does it this way. This bank does it this way, right? And sometimes you'll send a deal to the bank. You'll say, I've sent so many deals to so many banks that immediately get declined. So when I send them out, right, I'll send them out to maybe five, four, five, six different banks at one time and get the multiple responses. But there's usually one or two banks that immediately decline the deal within 20, 30 minutes. All right. But I have those three or four other banks that I'm waiting to get back or hear a response from. So, um, and the reason that is because all those banks do this particular loan type, but they all have different underwriting guidelines. Okay. Some banks have increased their, um, say, monthly revenue for a bank. Used to be maybe 10,000 a month. Now some of them have upped it to 40 to $50,000 a month. So they're not even taking any business loan applications if the business doesn't make $50,000 a month. The trucking industry it became a little bit more difficult. Um, banks that will extend a line of credit or business term loan or working capital loan or revenue based loan to a trucking company or owner operator. They went from making 10, 15, $20,000 per month up to 50 to $100,000. I know one bank that will not work with a trucking company unless they're making $100,000 a month, and that's their discretion. They have the right to say we don't want anybody less that's not making at least $100,000 a month, right? Why? Probably because they lost too much money funding clients that made less than that, right? They have the algorithms, they have the data, they know which type of client profile fits their business model, and they have the discretion to only underwrite clients that meet their business model. Okay, so those are the things. I mean, that's what it takes to be a loan broker. So I'm creating a course. It's going to be a funding course, right? It's going to have a certification, right? So you can learn the basics of these 20 different loan types that we offer in the software. Okay. It's going to be a little bit more expensive than the training in the software. It's going to have some more details. Now, only thing you're going to have to do after you learn this and get that course is finding the right bank and this is more of a preference, right? You might find a bank that only pays you 2 or 3% on a commission, and you might be happy with that. I am not happy with that. I need 8, 10, 12, 15% of the revenue of the profit of that deal, right? So if I do $100,000 working capital loan and the interest rate is 19%, whatever, I need to get my 10%. Okay, I'm bringing the deal, and usually it's because I am also paying the affiliate out of their cut as well. Okay, so for everybody to get an equal share or a fair share, um, I don't want to go through another brokerage company. I'm a broker. Why would I go through another broker to and then they get 10, 15%? They're gonna give me 2, 3%, and I got to get that, to split that with someone else. That's not my business model at all, and we do not. I don't sign up as referral agents with nobody. Either I'm an affiliate or I am a broker. Okay, and that's where I get the maximum commission. Okay, affiliate or referral agent just refers it and gets a little piece of it. Sometimes you only get a couple $100 for each referral. Now, if you got a system to generate all those referrals, you can send them, and you can make some money, but it's not my business model. Okay. Secondly, um, the second course I'm creating is a more inclusive business credit course, because the business credit course, based on the updated information that I have and that I put into the software, right? And we built the software around lender compliance. What lenders in general are looking for these, for extending lines of credit, for extending credit cards, for extending using the business credit to access the lines of credit or the credit cards and the funding that business credit gives you access to, right? A lot of people want this corporate only financing, but they don't have the qualifications and requirements to even get it. Why? They don't even know what they are. Okay. To get a traditional business term loan, right, with low interest rates like 4.99%, your business, you need to be in business for 2 years. You need to have at least 10 trade lines on your business credit report. And they all need to be in good standing, right? You need to make over $100,000 a year, right? That's not the hard part. It's having all other ducks in a row. And you need good personal credit. That's just to get your foot in the door. And then you got to have your DTI right. You got your personal DTI and your business DTI. So there's a whole lot that goes into corporate only financing that most small businesses like you and I are don't have the information, don't know what the qualification requirements are, and or don't have the bank resources to go to. Now I know other banks and other things. I mean, like people call me up and say, "Well, we're going to get the Chef Corp, or we're going to get these trade lines, and we're going to do this, this, and this." But the problem with that is the bank is looking for 2 years of financial history. You can't, only way to get 2 years of financial history for a Chef Corp you just bought is to manufacture it. Now that you're breaking the law because you're fraudulently or falsifying documentation to secure a loan on false pretenses. Okay? I'm not doing it. I'm not risking my business, my livelihood, my freedom so you can get a loan, get a couple $100,000. No, no. Everything I do is worth more than that. So this is where I'm coming to the why I'm putting these courses together and why I'm going to offer them to my software users. Also going to create a um, more comprehensive software training course. Right? There's a lot of training in the software already, but I'm finding that a lot of software users are not even looking at it. Okay, so I'm going to create a course, and if you want it and do it all like within an hour, hour and a half, however long the course is going to be, or do certain part of it and step away and come back to it later. So I'm creating the automation tools and all the things that's necessary to have these on-demand courses for you guys, so you won't have to call me every day. Okay. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Okay. But guarantee you this, these courses will make you wiser and provide you information that you may not already know, um, as far as with the funding type, as well as with the business credit information, as well. So, and I'm going to make them certification type courses, um, so because you're gonna have to at least go through the course to pass the test. If you try to go and just take the test, you're not gonna pass the course. All right. And I'm not gonna make it impossible. It's gonna be reasonable, but there's no shortcuts. If you want to be a master at funding and business credit and be the authority in the industry in your community, you have to study. You have to know these things that took me years to acquire. Okay. And even with these courses, you won't know everything that's in my head. Um, but, you know, we're building, we're growing, everything is going good. We got a lot of new um, automation tools that are coming out. We're making the funding easier. We're going to make it the marketing easier. We're going to make the white label of all the vendors, a whole plethora of tools so you can be better with the software and you can provide better service with the software to your clients in your community. Okay. I want you to succeed. I want you to do 100 business credit clients a month. I want you to do 20, 30, 40, 50 business loans per month. Okay, because the more successful you are, the more successful I will be. Okay, um, so that's why these things are coming out, and it'll be maybe 3 or 4 weeks before the courses are ready. We're putting all the content together now, and once we have that content completed, the course will be delivered on demand online type of course curriculum and certification. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody got any questions about uh, anything related to Black Label software or funding or anything like that? Okay. I'm getting loans. I'm getting loan apps in all day, every day. So, also, if you are a Black Label user and you are not that familiar with funding, go ahead and partner with Business Funding Now. Business Funding Now is right there, and and under your um, uh, what was it, manage account, and that's your admin section. And then the second tab, I believe, is your support contacts. There you'll see Business Funding Now and an affiliate link, and it will take you directly to the page to sign up as an affiliate, and then the automation will go out. You'll get a unbranded um, loan application that you can send to your clients, or you can do it yourself. It's a pre-app. It's not the official loan application. Once I get a loan, a bank to underwrite the loan and make an offer, and you accept that offer, um, then you will then the bank will have a loan application that's usually DocuSign that they will send to the client for their signature. The cost of the courses, I haven't determined that, but if you're a software user, the courses will be at a much greater discount, toying with like a $99 type thing for software user and maybe $299 for non-software users. So and then of course the software training course will be free for software users because I do the demos, and then we give you the instructions, and there's probably 150 close to 200 videos in each of the different sections of the software. um, it takes time. It takes time to go through it and use it. But the whole concept is now you have this white label software to do all the business credit and business funding, but you don't know how to do business credit and business funding. So you need to learn how to do business credit and business funding. And there's been many people that have put out courses and have taught this, but most of those courses and most of those people have done it the old-fashioned way, right? And most of that is pre-pandemic, and I use that as a guideline because things change. One thing that's changed is it used to be 8 trade lines to get vehicle leasings or get tier 4 type lines of credit funding, things like that. Now it is up to 10 trade lines. Okay. And then there's some, and for the corporate only financing, you have to have so many installment trade lines and so many revolving trade lines, right? Which is in the software. If you look at it, you go to the financing credit expert PDF under the financing section, and the very first, that we have it broken down for different products, funding products, and different business credit products, the guidelines, the profile that lenders are usually looking for. Now, I said, those will vary from credit card company, from vendor, from bank, but that's the basic information. You want your client to have at least a 680 or higher credit score. Will some banks take them with a lower credit score? Yes, but more banks will take them with a higher credit score. All right. So when you're following these protocols that there are in the software, the guidelines that we put in there, it is to give you more access to more funding options and more lines of credit based on lender compliance that we put into the software. So those are the things you got to think about. Not what you want, not what the client wants, not what you think is fair, right? Why you don't understand it. It don't matter. None of that matters. Only thing matters is what the bank wants. Okay. The bank wants this. So when you have a client and to meet the match that criteria for the bank, then you can send that client's file to that bank or that creditor or that vendor or what have you. And you're the expert. They're coming to you for the guidance. You're supposed to lead them and guide them and to get the access to the things they need to grow their business, right? And if you do not learn these things, you're not going to be very good. You're not going to, clients won't come back to you for future funding. They won't seek your advice, all right? Because you couldn't fulfill because you didn't take the time to learn. I'm just keeping it real, okay? You have to learn how to do the funding. And I'm giving you the basic concepts, all right? What's the basic concept of equipment funding, all right? Most banks, you only need a 600 credit score. There are some lenders that require a higher credit score to do equipment loans, okay? But when you partner with those types of lenders that supply equipment loans, they will educate you on the type of deals that they want to accept. Okay, but you need to know the basics. There's nothing worse than calling the bank and trying to run a deal by them, and you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, the bank isn't going to take you seriously, and maybe the client not either. All right, so you really need to understand the concept behind what equipment lending is and the pros and cons, because the interest rates on equipment financing are not like anything else. They're not like cars or houses. It's a totally different matrix that they calculate the interest rate on. And it's a bit higher than any other funding product except like MCA or something like that. But in the equipment space, right, some lenders require collateral. They don't accept the equipment as the collateral. They want you to put up additional collateral like your house or your property, okay, to secure this the client that's applying for the equipment loan. So those are things that vary from lender to lender. But if you know that they're going to have at least about 2 to 3 months of the first payments of that equipment is going, for a down payment. They're going to need to have, like if it's a tractor trailer, they're going to need to have their DOT tags. They need to have their commercial insurance for the tractor trailer. They need to have money going into their bank account over the last at least 3 to 6 months that shows enough revenue to afford the equipment, right? Then they need to get a purchase order or a invoice or bill of sale from the dealership of the vehicle they want. They also need to check to make sure the asking price of that vehicle is within the blue book range of that vehicle. So hypothetically, if they're looking for a tractor trailer costs, a good used tractor trailer costs $100,000. So you got, and they're asking for $100,000, but when the bank gets it and they run the numbers and they say this vehicle is only worth $70,000, in the blue book, they're not going to fund you $100,000. It's already upside down. They're going to fund you, that uh, this up to $70,000 minus those first 3 months payments, and then you have to come up with the difference. So if that's say $15,000, roughly, it's roughly about $4 or $5,000 a month on $100,000 piece of equipment over 60 months. You need to have $15,000 down. You need to have all your related things in order. Like I said, DOT tags, insurances, all that stuff like that. CDL, things like that in order, right? With the bill of sale, right? And then the bank statements to show that you can afford $5,000 a month payment. All right. So that's the type of stuff. When you come to me, I'm making sure you got everything that you need so I can get approved. Because I don't get paid unless you get approved. And that's why I'm doing it. That's my job is to get the loan so I can get paid. So you can do what you need to do. Okay. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to make a quick short announcement. Give me a few weeks and the courses will be available. Obviously, the software users will get notified first because you're the ones that need it the most. And then it will be available on the market for anyone else. And I do highly believe that this course, the funding course and the business credit course, is going to be an added value to anybody that's in this space that's trying to build a business credit or offer business credit as a product or service to a client and make money with as a business. And then hopefully, yeah, if you'll get the software too. The software makes it a lot more easier to manage and maintain, and to continue moving forward and growing your business. I mean, we put a ton of resources in there. Okay, I got more things to announce coming out, but I'm ready to announce them now because I want to make sure that, we're just on the vision board concept at the moment, but soon we will be, you know what? Let me go ahead and tell you. I don't know when it's going to come. It might be 3 months, it might be 6 months, but we're going to create a white label funding clearinghouse. What that means is you'll be able to do a one-click loan application submission for one or more of the 20 different loan products to Business Funding Now, and Business Funding Now staff will call the client and close the loan from A to Z and pay you your money. We'll pay you a substantial commission that's going to be higher than the current affiliate commission. And the reason why I'm doing that, one, gives you more credibility with your clients that you have funders that can handle it and know what they're talking about. So I have to train the funding team very, very intensely. But also, um, a lot of people are in their own way, right? You want to do loans, but you don't know how to do loans, and you're out there trying to sell these loans, but you're not equipped for those. So you're, end up, I don't know if, who's watching, whatever. A lot of people are calling me on a daily basis, um, that I don't have time to train. I can't give you 20 years of experience and knowledge in an hour phone call. I don't have an hour to be on the phone with no one. Okay, so those are the type of things. And then, but if when we get this out, and then you have your branded application, everybody gets CC'd on it, and then you have someone that's dedicated to fulfilling that for you, and you're still going to make money on it, is what I'm working on, what I'm working on building. But like I said, it's going to take some time. I have a lot of affiliates currently, and I'm getting a lot of software users too, and we're trying to roll out this to first to all the software users. Affiliates already have a system that we do it. They just refer us to stuff and we do it. But for the software users, having when those when my employees call your customer, they're going to represent your business. All right. So that's what we're working on trying to put in place. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of training, a lot of infrastructure, a lot of automation. We want to make it as simple and smooth as possible. But the concept is they will talk to the client, explain the loan options, collect the supporting documents, submit them to the banks, and then the client gets funded. You get a nice review, and you get a paycheck. So that's one of the big things I have on the vision board that I'm working on. Anyway, that's my time for today, guys. Catch me on Monday. Monday now I'm doing 2 lives. I'm doing the Business Funding Now Monday Fun Day, and then at Monday nights I'm doing Mountain Movers, a Bible study for entrepreneurs. If you want to check that out at 7 o'clock, you can see the post on social media. But I got some hot topics for the Bible study and the funding. So funding, I'm teaching you how to do funding thing. I think, what is my topic for Monday Fun Day? Can meet the qualification because sorry about that. What is my topic for Monday? I don't remember. I know Monday's Bible study is going to be it's going to be biblical affirmations, and I'm going to be talking about how affirmations and Christianity, all those things kind of are similar and coexist, but there is biblical references for it. So that should be pretty good. Okay, so Business Funding Now, Monday Fun Day is going to be, what is alternative lending? What is alternative lending? Okay, that's a term that's used And there's a lot of terms in the funding arena that are more ambiguous. They can apply to several different situations. So you need to know exactly how they apply. So alternative funding or lending is one of those ambiguous terms that has a broad application. But I'm gonna educate you guys on that. So check me out on Monday for Business Funding Now, Monday Fun Day at 1 o'clock, and Mountain Movers Biblical Affirmations at 7 p.m. All right. Thank you. My name is Jeremiah Davis. I am the Funding Coach. Peace.